Hey Star Fam, thanks for tuning in. We're here again today for another quick energy check-in using the Oracle of the Hood and clarifying with the Lightseers Tarot. Okay, so getting right into it. I do hope you guys are keeping well. This is just going to be a quick energy check-in, a general reading, just to see what's going on with the Star Fam. So, first card to present itself is the Death card. Make every day above the ground count. Okay. Right, let's see if we can get... Next card is about, the Pimp card. Chin up, chest out, carry yourself with confidence. So, I don't know, I'm kind of getting YOLO feelings off of this. Especially off of death, with its message being make every day above the ground count. And the Pimp. So maybe you need to take some more chances, be a little bit more confident. Let's see if we can get any more messages. And again. Alright, so the next card out is the Cookout card. Family and friends are good for the soul. So yeah, maybe if you haven't been feeling yourself lately, it feels like these cards are kind of a reminder. You only live once. So maybe you need to be a bit more confident and spend some more time with family and friends and your loved ones, people who are going to, people who care about you and who want to see you succeed and who are going to uplift you, And I mean, especially with the weather getting nice, I think we've got some more bank holidays, some more summer holidays coming up. I know we're in summer holidays right now, at least up here in the Northern Hemisphere. So I definitely feel like, yeah, maybe you should just spend some time with your family, your friends. It is good for the soul, definitely. Being around people who uplift you and care about you. Should take that. Being around people who, want to see you do well, who care about you, who support you, and encourage you to do well, Also kind of keep you down to earth as well, too, and help keep things in perspective. Oh, yes. Okay, the last two cards out are Unbroken Bond. Happiness shared is twice the happiness. And Soul Ties. The irresistible desire to be irresistibly desired. All right. So, yeah. I kind of feel like, definitely for those of you who maybe second guess yourself, have been having confidence issues, maybe those of you who have big dreams, but I don't know, for some reason you're just not believing in yourself at the moment. Or you maybe have had a close call with some bad influences around you. Maybe there were people around you who were influencing you to do foolish things as well, too. And you've had to kind of turn your back on them because you saw that if you continue down that path, that good things would not follow. So, you've had to have the strength and the courage to to kind of stand up to them and say, this isn't a path that I want for myself. Because doing the right thing also takes courage as well too, especially if you're having to stand up against your peers. Taking it as it resonates, you guys, of course. But yeah, maybe you were second guessing yourself. Maybe these people who were leading you astray were making you second guess yourself. But again, it's for some of you, it's not about necessarily that you've fallen into the wrong crowd. For some of you, it really is just, maybe after being in lockdown for so long, it's really made you rethink your life. So maybe it's a job that you're not happy with or some kind of lifestyle, but you're realizing that whatever it is that you're doing, whether it's a job, whether it's a relationship, it's kind of killing you inside, like it's killing your soul, And I mean, again, this could be your own lack of self-confidence, but I kind of feel like you've seen that and you're recognizing that, that's something that you need to step away from. Because again, with the pimp here, chin up, chest out, carry yourself with confidence, be confident about your decision to step away from whatever this was that wasn't serving you, whether it is your own attitude about yourself or your life, the people you were hanging with, your job, whatever circumstance it was that wasn't making you happy. You had to walk away from that, and it's taken a certain amount of confidence to do so. Again, it's not always easy to turn away from your peers, or even to turn over a new leaf in life and to just change your mind and change your mindset. Isn't always an easy thing to do, So it's like, even though he's confident in his decision, it's like he's looking back, so it could be that, this hasn't been easy to walk away from, but like now he sees it for what it is, and it hasn't been easy to walk away from, which is why he still looks back on it. But at the end of the day, he's got to move forward, And if moving forward means spending more time with your friends and family so that you can heal, maybe returning back to your roots, getting more grounded, maybe it's with your old friends as well, too, you're reconnecting with. Old childhood friends. Again, it could be like cousins. Maybe if you and your cousins used to always be super close, but maybe y'all moved or whatever. So now coming back home is kind of like a bit of a reunion, to be back to your roots, and kind of, share happiness, and remember that there are more than one ways to be happy, and happiness comes from within, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's about your roots, coming back to your roots and those soul ties, Sorry, it's like, I feel like with this card, it's like, even though it says the irresistible desire to be desired, I feel like this is more than just a physical desire. It's a soul tie. It's about being desired emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and physically. Like one of those real deep soul connections. Something meaningful. Alright, guys. Let's see if we can get a bit more information from the Lightseers Tarot. I'm curious to know what's going on with this death, what it was that you're walking away from, or what's going on, what's happening here. If we can get some information, please. See what's going on. See if we can get. Okay. So, cards. King of of Swords and the Eight of Swords. Okay, so the King of Swords could be air sign, because swords are the arcana about air signs. So you could be Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra, although not necessarily. You know, swords are about communications, thoughts, ideas. And here I feel like this is you. This is you presenting as a King of Swords. Now, the King of Swords is somebody who is very intelligent, very wise, very logical. He's very good at strategy. He can also be somebody like a professor, doctor, lawyer type. But this is somebody who very thoughtful, you know? And I kind of feel like this is you presenting. As you can see, it looks like he's on top of a mountain. So it's like I feel like this King of Swords has, you know, recently taken some time to be alone with his thoughts. I'm almost kind of getting like the hermit vibes, but not quite, because I don't feel the same sense of solitude as you'd get from the hermit card. But I feel like this is somebody who's definitely been deep in thought, and it's like, you know, you've really taken the time to be looking at your life from like an objective point of view. It's almost like, you know, this guy, he climbed to the top of this mountain so that he can get a proper, you know, full bird's eye view of everything, you know. And here we've got both the crow and the owl, and those are both very wise birds, you know. So it's like he is taking the moment to really reflect on things. And then with the Eight of Swords, you know, there's this feeling of being stuck, being bound in your own thoughts. And I kind of get the feeling that you, this King of Swords, whatever the situation was, it definitely had you feeling stuck. You know, whether it was dodgy friends, because as you can see here, we've got these crows around her reflection, and they're the ones who are kind of pulling the strings, you know? So it could have been that you've recently come to realization about maybe people around you in a certain situation. Again, it could be friends that were leading you astray, or it could have been like coworkers that were causing you problems. It could have been work issues. It could have been friends. You know, take it as it resonates, guys. But I kind of feel like this King of Swords is like you finally had after having an objective look at it, now we're able to see it for what it is. You see the situation for what it is, and see the people for who they are. You know what I mean? And now you can see exactly what's going on. In order to get the binds off of you. Because as you can see here, even though in her reflection, it looks as if her eyes and her hands and everything are bound, but in reality, she's not, right? It just feels like she is, right? And I kind of feel like now this King of Swords is seeing it for what it is, seeing the situation for what it is, seeing whoever it is that's trying to pull the wool down over their eyes for what it is. You know, because it's very difficult to fool the King of Swords unless he kind of wants you to let you, unless he wants to let you think that you fooled him. You know what I mean? But yeah, I get the feeling that this King of Swords is just seeing everything for what it is and just doesn't want to play these games anymore. taking it how it resonates. It could be a relationship, that you're in a relationship with somebody, you know, and you knew that it wasn't going to work out, because maybe they had toxic tendencies, but you knew about, but, you know, who cares because they're hot or whatever. And, you know, you didn't expect this relationship to go on for as long as it did, but now that you're like, ugh, you know, it's like you've had enough, you know? Or again, if it's a work thing, it's like, it's almost like your coworkers trying to get you caught up in gossip, you know, or they're trying to do works or things behind your back. You know what I mean? But it's like this king, he sees it for what it is. You see it. Either way you look at it. This way he sees it for what it is, and he sees and he knows that those bounds aren't real, you know? I mean, either way, it came out. So he sees it and he's got his back to it because he's looking ahead. And I think that's what it is. Again, you know, reflected this way as well too. It's like you see it for what it is and you've got your back towards it and now you're looking ahead for something better. Right? So again, this is taking it as it resonates. However the situation applies to you. If it's a relationship, I kind of get the feeling that for some of you, if it is a relationship, it's one of those situations where every time you try to like leave this person, they would threaten themselves with self-harm or something and try to like manipulate you back that way, that kind of thing. You know, but it's like you see through it, you know, it's... Anyways, guys, let's see. What a situation, huh? Some people. But yeah, I get the feeling maybe you might have let this go on a lot longer than you had originally intended it to, you know? And it's just getting too out of hand. Could be one of them things. All right. Okay, let's see if we can get a bit more information on the spreads. Let's see. We can get a bit more information. I mean, that would also make sense now if you're like, I can understand if you've now reached a point where you're kind of sick and tired of these shallow relationships and now you're looking for something that's a little bit more meaningful. Let's see. We can get a bit more information. Four of Swords, yeah. You see, Four of Swords is usually about, it's a card about rest, right? And we've got another suit of swords here. This is like third sword so far. So this is something's been plaguing your thoughts. This has been on your mind. I kind of feel like the mind games. I get why you're tired. It's like whatever situation this was, whether if it was an ex-girlfriend, an ex-boyfriend, or whatever, if it's a job, whatever this situation was, it's definitely left you like mentally exhausted. You know what I mean? As you can see, we've got this person here curled up in fetal position. You know? And you can see she's fast asleep trying to rest, right? But moreover, more than that, you've got here her little heart that had once been broken has now been mended up, you know? You can see she's got the needle and thread here from where she's been taking the time out to really rest, recoup, and mend that broken heart of hers. You know? So this is definitely about, rest, recuperation, relaxation, mending your heart. And that would make sense if you've had to, you know, leave this crazy place and you're coming back to your family and your friends, you know, and trying to regain your sense of self, your sense of happiness, you know, especially if you were in this toxic relationship for quite a while and you got the sense that you had kind of lost yourself, you know what I mean? Especially, I mean, with some people, some toxic relationships, part of the manipulation is that they will isolate you from your friends and family, from your loved ones. And that's just so that, you know, they basically cut you off from your support system, from anyone who would ever think in your best interest and say, you know, that's a red flag, you know, you should keep an eye out for that, because that behavior, that's, you know, that's not cool. And of course, somebody who is toxic, they're not going to want you to hear that. So of course, they're going to cut you off from your friends, your family. So yeah, I really do get this feeling of, you know, coming back to the nest, coming back to the family. You know, there might have been a recent reunion. You know, I know we've just had summer holidays, some bank holidays just passed. I think we've got another few coming up as well too. So it could be some upcoming holidays as well too. I know Labor Day's coming up. You know, but I kind of get the feeling that you're back at home, because as you can see, again, her home, she's resting here, it's a nest. You know what I mean? And so it's like returning to the nest, to be with families, to be with your old friends, you know, and to really remind yourself that, you know, there are people who love you and care about you, you know, especially if this kind of toxic person, you know, made you feel like you were unloved, and that you were unworthy of love, or at least they tried to make you feel that way, you know. I kind of get the feeling that for the most part, because again, you're appearing as the King of Swords, you know, so it's like you knew that this abuse was going on, this abuse, this mental, emotional manipulation, whatever. You knew that this was happening, and you knew that this person was toxic. And it's like, you just had enough. You know what I mean? But that's not to say that some of the things that they said didn't get through to you, you know? Hence why there's still a bit of a broken heart, but, you know, it's mostly mended. And again, you've got a good support system. Being around that good support system as well is what kind of helped keep you grounded, you know? Let's see if we can get... Okay. Right. So, the next cards out, we've got... Sorry, move that out the way. 7 of Cups. And the 4 of Pentacles hiding behind. And then we've got the Hanged Man. And then the Page of Pentacles. Okay. Bear with me a second. Right. You see everything? Mostly. Okay. So, the next card we've got out is the 7 of Cups. And now, the 7 of Cups is somebody with options. Right? I get the feeling that as soon as you got rid of this person, you know, a whole bunch of other opportunities came. I feel like you already had a lot of options. I get the feeling that you're a good guy, and I'm sure you had plenty of other girls, but not just girls, other opportunities and things constantly being given to you, you know? Like, I mean, check this guy out. He's smart, but he's also good looking. He's humble. He's wise. You know, he's a bit carefree. He looks like he's a bit easygoing, you know? But he's also really smart, really logical, really strategic. you know, like you're smart. You got it going on. You're smart, you're good looking. You know, so of course you've got options. And I kind of feel like now that you've gotten rid of this person and you kind of mending your heart a bit, you're definitely going to be you know, you're gonna have a lot of offers. You know what I mean? I kind of get the feeling that there was probably a whole bunch of girls, or again, not necessarily gender specific, but you had a whole line of people who was just waiting for this person to mess up. You know what I mean? And it's like, I bet they're lined up at your door, just, you know, just waiting for you to be healed and feeling good and ready to come out and get back on the scene. You know, but I mean, I get the feeling that it's not just yeah. I mean, it's not just like offers from the opposite sex, or, you know, your gender of preference, whatever. You know what I mean? It's not just romantic offers that you've got, but it's also like FW, B offers that you've got. There's also like work offers that you've got, career opportunities, friends. I kind of get the feeling that your friends can't wait to hang out with you and do stuff again now that you're a free agent again. You know what I mean? It's like once you've gotten out of this, you know, this kind of like this feeling of being bound and stuck, which, I mean, let's be honest, you always knew you never were. But once you've basically removed yourself from this situation and unstuck yourself, you know, and taken a bit of a break and a breather, you're gonna see how many options you've got, you know. But the thing is, I kind of get the feeling that because we've got the Four of Pentacles here, I kind of get the feeling that you might take some time out first, before you get back into the dating scene. You know what I mean? I kind of get the feeling that you're going to want to concentrate on your money for a bit. You know? Got the Page of Pentacles, and this is an offer of Pentacles, an offer for something solid, something valuable. So I'm feeling like you're going to choose the career route. Because for some reason, I get the feeling the career route is going to give you an opportunity to travel. Right? And I feel like that's the opportunity you want to explore. And then if you meet somebody while you're on your travels, then so be it. But I get the feeling that you just want to, like, yeah, you've basically been stuck in this place for a while. Now you really want to, like, get out and experience more that life has to offer. You know, I get the feeling that even though you got plenty other romantic interests, opportunities, offers, I feel like you're actually just going to concentrate on your career path. And if you meet someone along the way, then cool. Right? So Four of Pentacles is usually about, I mean, as you can see, this lady here, she's got her purse, and she's clutching it close to her chest, you know? Usually this card is the card of the miser, the cheapskate, whatever you want to call it. But I mean, this could also be the card of somebody who is just really good at budgeting. You know, someone you could be trying to save your money. You know what I mean? Someone who's frugal. You could be saving for a trip, for example. But, you know, it doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. It's not necessarily a cheapo. But the point is, this is somebody who's got their bag closed, close to their chest. So it's like they're not really giving at the moment. You know, you're not really feeling too generous with, and not necessarily with your money, but like you're not feeling generous with your time. You're not feeling generous with your effort. You're not feeling generous with, you know, your energy. I kind of get the feeling that this person really like just drained a lot of energy. Being around them was really draining. You know, it's like they kind of felt like an emotional vampire almost, you know. And so I kind of get the feeling that you're just, yeah, you know, we got the 2 4s here. Fours are about stability. You know what I mean? Like you're not really in a growth stage at the moment as far as, you know, it's like you just kind of want to chill, rest, keep to yourself for a bit, you know? And then you got the Hanged Man. So maybe get a different point of view, you know, look at things from a different point of view, you know, while you're kind of just taking the time out, you know. Because, yeah, with the Hangman, you could see this person here, she's hung upside down, you know, trying to get a different point of view of what's going on around her. You know, this could also be a feeling of a suspended animation, or feeling stuck. Because again, well, not necessarily stuck, but it's just, I kind of get the feeling that you're just taking some time out now, you know, to really think about what your next move is going to be, right? You want to think about what your next move is going to be. You want to take the time to heal. You don't want to make any rash decisions just now, you know, and it's like you want to get this another point of view. It's like you really want to learn from this, you know, you want to learn and heal. And so kind of feel like you're not making any massive decisions, especially at least not on your love life just yet, you know? Because this is two different kinds of stuff. This is like being restricted, like feeling like you're being restricted by someone else, you know? Whereas this is just kind of, she's not really restricted, you know? She's just hanging. She's not being bound. There's a difference, right? Like, she can always backflip out of that whenever she's ready. But I get the feeling that she's just waiting to be inspired about something. It's like you're waiting for that inspiration. It's like you're not inspired to date again. It's like what you're inspired for is more like your opportunities for cash. Because I get the feeling that that's the offer you're gonna take up. The Page of Pentacles one. You know, I get the feeling that you're going to be, offered a new job. Either offered a new job, offered a raise. If you're looking for a new job, yeah, I get the feeling if you're looking for a new job, you're gonna get it. It might be a more junior position than you're used to, but that's because it's not in the sector that you're used to, you know? Like, I don't feel like it's completely entry level. It's almost like you're doing something more creative as opposed to what you were doing before. Huh. I like it. Again, some of you, not all of you, take it as it resonates. But yeah, I get the feeling that more than likely you're going to be focusing on your work and whatever this offer is. Let me just see if I can clarify that a little bit more. Like with some of your friends might want to set you up with some of their friends. It's like, oh, now that you're serious, you know, so-and-so, she's always had a crush on you. Oh, no, not her. So-and-so always had a crush on you. Do you know what I mean? But it's like, nah, you're not interested. It's like you don't want anything. It's like, I don't know. I kind of get the feeling that after this person, this toxic person, it's really changed your mind about, like, just, like, shallow relationships. You know what I mean? And it's like, I get the feeling that your next relationship, if you're going to be in a relationship, it's going to be, like, a proper one. You know, it's like you're looking for a proper connection with somebody. You're sick of this shallow stuff, this toxic, wild child stuff. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's fun and crazy and, you know, the bad boy, the bad girl, they're fun and, exciting at first, but after a while that stuff just gets real toxic real quick, you know what I mean? And I get the feeling that you're sick of that. You want something that's more meaningful now. And I kind of get the feeling that that's why you're kind of like, no, I want to take some time out for myself first. Make sure that I'm healed, that I'm in a good place. And I don't really want to be investing myself into anybody just yet until, I've sorted my mind out, or I've got a little bit more clarity on the situation. So yeah, I just get the feeling that you're going to take the time off of dating despite wanting this. For work, you're going to take up this. Let me just clarify this last one real quick. Alright, let's see. Okay. Sorry, guys. So, the cards that came out were the 5 of Swords and the 8 of Cups. Yeah, so the 5 of Swords is like... could be conflict, gossip, internal conflict. Yeah, gossip if you've got people going back and forth, talking your business, and just walking away from it. Walking away for something new. Yeah, I just get the feeling that you're just fed up with all this relationship drama. You know what I mean? And I feel like some of you, that's why you're conflicted as well, too. Because even though, yeah, you're fed up with the relationships, you're not looking for anything right now. I get the feeling the reason you're not looking is because every time you look, it never works out. So it's like, you know what? I'm just going to let go. I'm going to stop looking. And like, if it comes to me, it comes to me, you know? Again, with the walking away into the sunset, you know? And as you can, with the 8 of Cups, usually with the 8 of Cups, these 8 cups are lined up, you know? But in this particular deck, these 8s, the cups have all sunk. You know what I mean? So it's like walking away from that which you know isn't going to bring you happiness. You know what I mean? And it's like you're just sick of these... You're sick of the gossip. You're sick of just the bull, the headache that this person was. It's really bad. But you know what I mean? It's like you don't want the headache of another shallow relationship. You know? And so it's like you're walking away from that thought, that frame of thought of being with someone just for the sake of, just a little bit of shallow fun, that way of thinking might have served you before, but not this last time, because all that ended up with you with this toxic individual, right? And so now you finally learned your lesson. You're like, I'm getting too old for this crap. I'm walking away from that. And it's like, now you're looking for your happiness, real happiness, right? But it's like, but you don't want to actively look for it. You're just kind of like, I'm just gonna live my life and allow it to happen naturally. If it happens, it happens. Like, you want it to happen organically kind of thing, you know? Which, I mean, makes sense. I get where you're coming from. I can vibe with that. But yeah. Guys, I think I'm gonna leave that here for now. I hope this helped. I hope it resonated. I hope it brought a little bit of clarity to your situation. If you like this reading, please be sure to let me know by leaving me a like down below. I really appreciate it, and it really does help my little channel. But yeah, with that, take care. As always, wishing you a copacetic Earth experience, and I'll see you again soon.